We have 4 things to talk about tonight in our weekly episode. First, of course, Alexander Usyk, a Ukrainian boxer, retained all of his 2 bouts by winning the bout with Tyson Fury. Another topic, first ever fully robotic combat. Ukrainian forces conducted their first attack solely using unmanned ground vehicles, UGVs, and first-person view FPV drones. A third topic is Russian military depot on fire. Oh my God, what happened? And an interview with great expert Sergei Sumlen, Eastern Europe politics expert, founder of the European Resilience Initiative Center, about all that and more. Good afternoon. My name is Henry Keane and we are UATV English, an English-speaking Ukrainian state media in constant persuasion to deliver hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. Nothing is only about the war in Ukraine these days. Each theme, each topic, each event is intertwined with war in this way or another. A black mirror indeed. And each and every, even the smallest sign of hope and ability to win in such harsh environment is absolutely precious. And what Alexander Usyk did for the nation is not just sign, it's a national omen, no less. Ukrainian boxer Alexander Usyk defeated Ukraine-born Tyson Fury by anonymous decision in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on December 22nd last night to retain his unified heavyweight championship title. The victory, which as all judges scored 116 to 112, comes amid a highly anticipated rematch of a bout that Usyk also won in May this year. With this victory, Usyk has been undefeated in all of his 23 professional fights. The victory was great because it was clean. From Usyk's side, at least. As all the profanity and bully-style behavior on weigh-in and below-waist punches during the fight did not bring anything good to Fury. He left with what he came, defeat. While Usyk rose from a good boxer to a great boxer during his first win and yesterday, overnight to a living legend for the majority of Ukrainians. A symbol, a hope, an example of what is coming and what a tremendous 100-fold price Ukrainian nation paid for it.
Victory. So important and so necessary for all of us these days. Having defended his champion's belts, Alexander Usyk proves we are Ukrainians and we do not give up. And no matter how difficult it is, we will win. Be it in the ring, battlefield or diplomatic arena. We fight and we will not give up on what is ours. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
In one of the pictures you just saw following his victory, Usyk, originally from Crimea, raised a 17th century saber, once owned by Cossack hetman Ivan Mazepa. A symbolic move, a symbol of victory. Fight is won. War, not yet. I don't know what clashes the future holds for Usyk and Ukrainian nation and how thorny a road to peace through strength will be, but I would like to quote General Valery Zaluzhny in this regard. No matter how hard it will be, it surely won't be shameful. Ukrainian forces conducted their first attacks solely using unmanned ground vehicles, UGVs, and first-person view vehicles, FPV drones, says Institute Study of War. This is highlighting the obvious: Ukraine's ongoing effort to leverage technological innovation into ground operations. The spokesperson of a Ukrainian brigade operating in the Kharkiv direction reported on December 20th that Ukrainian forces conducted their first ground attack exclusively using robotic systems instead of infantry near Liptsi, that is north of Kharkiv city, and successfully destroyed Russian positions during the attack. The spokesperson stated that Ukrainian forces conducted the attack with dozens of UGVs equipped with machine guns and also used the UGVs to lay and clear mines in the area. Ukrainian officials have repeatedly highlighted Ukraine's effort to utilize technological innovations and asymmetric strike capabilities to offset Ukraine's manpower limitations, in contrast with Russia's willingness to accept unsustainable casualty rates for marginal territorial gains. Ukraine also continues to innovate aerial drone production, The Ukrainian General Staff reported that Ukrainian officials completed tests of a drone attached to a fiber optic cables that will have more resistant to electronic warfare interference. And a small note here. A Ukrainian drone company reported that it recently assembled a prototype of the first FPV drone made exclusively from components manufactured in Ukraine. Well, in easy terms, it reads like it's just the beginning. Oil depot in Russia's Oryol Oblast targeted by massive Ukrainian drone strike, Russian governor says. A massive Ukrainian drone attack targeted an oil depot near the city of Oryol in western Russia overnight, causing a fire at the site. Oryol Oblast Governor Andrei Klitschkov reported on December 22nd. Klitschkov claimed that Russian forces downed 20 drones over Oryol Oblast, targeting fuel and energy infrastructure facilities. Local authorities reported the attack at around 1 a.m. local time. Videos posted on social media and shot by local residents, of course, show large explosions lighting up the night sky around the city. The extent of the damage caused was not immediately clear. Klitschkov claimed that no casualties or injuries had been reported as a result of the attack. He also said at around 8 a.m. local time that the fire was extinguished. We can't verify the claims made by Russian officials, and Ukraine's military has not yet commented on the attack. So was it us, Ukrainians? Well, I hope so, very much. But what we know for sure is while Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine continues, more and more Russian military depots will burn. From Ukraine with love, Russia. Serhiy Sumlenny, Eastern Europe politics expert, founder of the European Resilience Initiative Center, is here with us tonight in the studio and Kiev. Sergei, thank you so very much for joining. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having invited me today. It's a pleasure and honor to be your guest as usual.
Right, well, first of all, my congrats for Alexander Usyk's win. Usyk asked Trump to free Azov fighters. Congratulations goes to all Ukraine, and me and you and everyone. But still, these people, Azov fighters, are in Russian captivity. And not sure Trump will do that, actually. But Trump suddenly announced that he in no way is intended to cut American military aid. And Europe is also ramping up militarily. So amidst all that, what can be called cautious pro-Ukrainian action? What is going on in Germany these days? Scholz, Merz, how Sarah Wagenknecht is doing these days?
Well, you have touched like a huge, complex number of topics, and I personally am in Kiev today, sitting in a place where we had to come after an air raid has been announced, and so we had to leave an office building which has been evacuated. So everyone goes to the next places to have their meetings or their phone calls. And today in Kiev, we have seen a large out of course rally when people demanded liberation of Azov heroes who stay in Russian captivity for over 3 years, for 3 years, for 3 years. That is incredible, and many have died. We know the prisoners of Olenivka prison died and been killed, murdered by the Russians. We know that survivors endure torture, food deprivation, sleep deprivation, psychological torture, physical torture, everything you can name. It is absolutely inhuman behavior of the Russians and inhuman treatment of the prisoners of war, absolutely against every single conventions what the Nazis and the Nazis partners did during World War II, but no civilized nation ever did. Like people come back as walking corpses, or come back as corpses with missing organs, with missing kidneys, liver, etc. So the question if Trump will do anything for Ukraine, which would exceed what Biden and Sullivan did recently, I think that actually Trump can do much more than Trump's critics expect from him. And you need to understand that the ultimate defense line of Biden administration, and I would not even call them Biden-Harris administration in the case of Ukraine, I would call them Biden-Sullivan administration. The ultimate argument of them why people should trust them and like them and never criticize them was, oh, but we are so much better than Trump. Wait when Trump comes to office and you will suffer and he will like betray Ukraine and throw Ukraine under the train. I see no single reason why Trump should be significantly worse than Biden. Of course, we all know about a connection between Trump's team members and Russia. But
Well,
don't we have the
absolutely,
same
yes.
connections in Biden administration? We have them. Don't we hear calls from the Biden administration that Russia should be spared and Ukraine shouldn't
Right,
attack
right,
Russian oil facilities,
right.
etc. And
Absolutely.
now we have a very clear case. Trump wants to prove the world he's a strong person. Trump wants to prove the world and the Americans that he can end this war. Okay, try to end this war negotiation with Vladimir Putin.
Mm.
You will last 1 week. Then Putin will betray you and lie to you and humiliate you. And then the question comes, what will be Trump's actions the day after Vladimir Putin throws the signed peace agreement into trash can? And I think that Trump's reaction can be much more realistic and effective compared to all Biden's attempts to find some common ground with Vladimir Putin.
Thank you so very much. Indeed, there were a lot of topics inclusively in that question. Well, talking about Trump and Putin, each time Putin makes angry face and sends some old Soviet junk like ICBM or Oreshnik or whatever the name is, Europe just backs off in a fear of whatever it is, an escalation. Can you name what is the phenomenon? Why?
Well, I think that Putin knows very well how to play the most efficient leverage regarding the Western politician. This leverage is incompetence and fear, or fear and incompetence. And that's why, like, his all press conferences are related to. They're all targeted. They all target the Western politicians, not the domestic audience, not the Ukrainian audience, but the Western audience. And here he knows that nuclear fear is essential for Germany. That where generations of German politicians raised. It's all of Scholz's youth disbanded while demonstrating against NATO, fear mongering about Soviet nukes and the world Armageddon. And now Vladimir Putin effectively addresses the same fears and the same emotions. So if Vladimir Putin says, oh, we will use our NATO Rushnik and you have no weapon to protect, it's not about Ukraine. Ukraine said, okay, like you have a Rushnik, so what? So what? You try to exterminate Ukraine with all conventional weapons. Now you add one missile to that arsenal. What is the difference? We don't see any.
Absolutely.
And the West say, oh, that's terrible escalation. Maybe we should forbid Ukraine to defend itself. Maybe Ukraine shouldn't attack Kazan, or maybe it should attack Moscow. No, Ukraine must attack Russia with all weapons it has and with much more weapons which the West should deliver. Only through that demonstration of force, Russians will finally stop shelling Ukraine. Because trying to offer Russia some advantage just leads to increase of Russia's demands.
Well, do you expect new German Chancellor, if Friedrich Merz, is to have a chair? Do you believe he will be more decisive in a way? In what way exactly?
Well, we all hope that inglorious reign of Olaf Scholz and his Social Democratic Party will end and will be replaced with a more sane person, which is probably only Friedrich Merz under current condition can be, because only Christian Democratic Party of Olaf Scholz has enough support, popular support to run the government. But don't forget that Russians will try to attack to attack Merz, of course, with all means possible. Disinformation, active measures, maybe terrorist attacks will take place. We have already seen one terrorist attack in Magdeburg with about 10 people killed and 200 injured. Some dozens of people are in direct life danger. And be sure that the far-right Alternative for Germany party will use this attack in Magdeburg to promote their narrative and to get more votes. And if several of such attacks start to take place, and maybe Alternative for Germany get even more votes, I don't know. So if Friedrich Merz is our new chancellor, he will have much better, much more realistic and much more consistent policy towards Russia and towards Ukraine. The problem is, of course, that once being elected, Merz will stop to be an opposition leader. That means his actions will be restricted much more than his words are restricted now as a leader of opposition. But anyway, he will be much better than Olaf Scholz. He has already made some promises, and I'm pretty sure he will fulfill them. I hope Ukraine will get Taurus missiles, and Russia will see how Taurus are flying and hitting Russian military bases. And this is not possible with Olaf Scholz, but it's pretty much possible with Friedrich Merz.
Exactly what I wanted to hear. And sincerest condolences of mine and of everyone I know goes to Germany, to people of Germany, because of what happened in Magdeburg. It was awful. And last question for tonight. I know you need to run because there's air raids alert blaring in the air and you're speaking with me, so thank you for your courage. Trump is in the office. What do you think is an absolutely first thing Donald Trump will do in regards to Ukraine?
Well, we don't know. What we know is that Trump's scale of action is much broader than Biden's. Like, Biden's scale of action was to support Ukraine a bit, but letting Ukraine to slide down towards military defeat, strategic military defeat in several years. Just let Ukraine slowly bleed in and selling it as we stay for Ukraine as much as it's needed, which was the biggest lie by Trump-Sullivan administration. Trump's actions can be of a much broader scale. He can stop Ukraine support. He already said he will not, but theoretically he can. Or he can increase it, or he can go and address Putin and Russia with some sort of ultimatum. He can demonstratively hit Russian military bases somewhere, what he has actually done in Syria during his first presidency. Or he can impose some draconic sanctions on Russian companies. We don't know. But what we know that he is much more reckless and realistic compared to a very cowardly and, after all, weak and ignorant Biden's administration. And that makes Trump better than Biden regarding Russia. It can, under certain circumstances, make him more dangerous. But the chances are higher. The risks are higher too, but the chances are higher also. Biden was a guaranteed defeat of Ukraine in, let me say, 5 years perspective. Trump can mean Ukraine's defeat as well, but can also mean Ukraine's victory.
Interviews with you, Sergei, is always music to my ears. Thank you so very much for your expertise and for your time, and again for your courage being with us these days for Ukraine. And Merry Christmas!
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I will personally start tomorrow my trip to the east, bringing drones to the Ukrainian units.
Oh, what a gift.
Spend Christmas with them as well. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas back to you. Thank you so very much. Goodbye. Sergei Somlenny was with us, Eastern Europe politics expert, founder of the European Resilience Initiative Center right now in Kiev in Ukraine. Well, that will be all for tonight. Thank you so very much and for your time. It is precious, I know, with us this week and this year, as this was last wrap-up for me this year. Looking forward to meet you in 2025. And in case you forgot, my name is Henry Keane, and we are UATV English, an English-speaking Ukrainian state media source, always in persuasion to deliver hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world, directly from Ukraine. In turn, please do not shy out to subscribe, share and comment. Your voice matters as it helps Ukrainian voice to be heard globally, so stay safe and tuned for more. Already next Christmas week, so Merry Christmas everyone, but Russia and glory to Ukraine. Goodbye.